What's up, guys? I'm the Wrestlegamer. Welcome back to Let's Play Battleship Bishojo right here on the arcade. And on the last episode, we decided to visit Miyoko and talk with her, but I wanted to see what our other options were and what would happen if we visited Sophie and Olivia. So what we're going to do on this episode is we're going to visit Sophie. Making my way to the other end of the ship, I found myself on the front decks. Well, that didn't take long. Sophie was there, mopping and cleaning as usual. She was leaning over and her skirt risen dangerously across her hips. Enjoying the view for a moment, I decided to speak up. Does it really get that dirty on here? She gave it a small yelp and a jump, turning to look over to me. Kya, Daiki! Do you always sneak up on people like that? I mean, I try not to. Do you want any help with this? Actually, would be kind of nice. I gotta do the lower decks today too, and the waves are being really choppy. It's making it tough to get any work done. Yeah, you got it. oh, excuse me. Alright. Hey, you got it. I leaned over and picked up a rag, scrubbing the side railings of the ship. Surprisingly, there were all sorts of substances on it, something I could only assume were the excretions of various flying creatures that I had somehow not seen yet. You never answered my question, by the way. What was that, sorry? Does it really get that dirty on the ship every day? I see you cleaning all the time. Well, the lower decks, not so much, but the upper decks. There are a lot of airborne animals that like to make things sort of messy for us up here. That I can see, yeah. I don't know, I just hate it when things aren't clean on this ship. Well, yeah, I know what you mean. I can't stand it when stuff's untidy either. Everything's gotta be clean. You're right, you get me, Daiki. Yeah. We were silent for a moment as we continued our cleaning. Sophie gave the all clear and decided it was time to scrub the lower decks. I helped her haul down the buckets and clean out the water before we got started on the bathroom. So, Sophie. Yes, Daiki? She seemed so focused on her work she could hear me just fine. Is this all that Katsu has you on for? To do all the dirty work for the ship? Well, not exactly. I mean, I volunteered to do all this anyway. You okay with being, well, essentially the janitor of this ship? And what's wrong with that? Usually I would expect sass or temperament from that statement, but everything sounded so genuine and upbeat with Sophie. Well, nothing, I guess. I just find it interesting, is all. Katsu is really important to me. I'd help her however I can. Is that so? So you've known her for a while then? Ever since we were kids, actually. We grew up in the same foster home together. Oh, I didn't realize you were both orphans. Well, Katsu doesn't really like to talk about it, really. But yep, we both spent a lot of our childhood in the same regard foster home. Hope I said that right. How was the foster home? Better than you'd think. We got fed and had plenty of time to ourselves. We felt cared about by the foster family. It's where I really got to know Katsu. She would love taking me and going out on adventures in the woods or near the water. I could see a sentimental smile crack up across Sophie's face. She always loved looking out across the water. But it was always sort of a sad look, you know? Like a longing of some kind. I think she always wanted me to be on the open sea, even when we grew older and started to get jobs and stuff. Well, what did you guys do then? Oh, well, we did a bunch of jobs together growing up. Same kind of stuff we're doing now, and I was always sort of happy with it. I don't know, I had Katsu with me and I was sort of calm and happy then. But things changed. She wanted bigger and better things, and, well, she ended up leaving to go out and pursue those things. Alright. She can tell you about that sort of stuff in more detail if you just asked. I'm not the best person to ask. I wasn't there. Did you miss her while she was gone? Yeah. I mean, I understood why she did it, but it was like I was losing my best friend, you know? When she went out and, well, She was silent, focusing on one dirty spot of the wall while she was likely collected her thoughts. One day she came back to our little town. I was just happened to be working for the foster home myself as another set of hands for the foster family. It was the only home I really knew, and they could use all the help they needed. Until Katsu came back. She found me. I don't know how she did, but she found me. She told me about everything, all the things she needed, and why she wanted me there. Of course, I couldn't say no. So here we are, a few years later. Well, you were that alright with just leaving your foster family behind? Well, they were very supportive of my decision. They knew how much Katsu meant to me. Sophie somewhat blushed at the words, but continued on anyways. I helped her with the ship. She picked me up before we had found anyone else. Just the two of us on the open waters. It was nice. But of course, we needed help, so we enlisted Olivia and Miyoko in due time. Quite a motley crew. I'd say we get along just fine, wouldn't you say? Better than some squadrons I knew, that's for sure. Oh, but you listened to me prattle on about my life. What about you, Daiki? Where are you from? Oh, well, the place isn't important, but it was near the coast. I was only a 15-minute walk away from the beach. Oh, that's nice. I definitely know how that is. Yeah, when I was really little, my mom would take me down there and we just spent a lot of summer weekends there. Just lying in the sand, putting our toes in the water and stuff. Sounds relaxing. I didn't appreciate it back then as much as I should have. That sort of stuff doesn't always last. But I enjoyed growing up there. You mentioned your mother, but are you asking about my father? If it's a sore subject, then no, it's fine. Just not something I'd rather talk about. Well, that's fine. Again, sorry for bringing it up. It's fine. No need to dwell on it. It was an honest question. Once again, we were silent. The bathroom was almost spotless at this point. When you grow up in a small town like I did, you always want to see more of what's out there. Was it the same for you? Yeah. Well, I mean, I've never minded where I was at. I sort of just drifted to where I need to be. Don't you mean where Katsu needed to be? I'm messing with you. I know what you mean. I know I had that point when I was younger too. You just wanted to go somewhere not knowing where it was. Well, I will say that when you have someone you want to be with, whether it be a friend or otherwise, you sort of just want to be with them for however long you can. Yeah, that's a good point. I looked over at her. Once again, she was leaning over, skirt rising dangerously high to her waist once more. The skirt really works on you, you know. As impractical as it was anyways. She stood and turned over to me, blushing. Thank you, Daiki? She brushed off her skirt lightly and exhaled cheerily, before starting to step towards the door. The linoleum tile flooring was still wet. I feel stupid. However, she found herself tumbling forward. I outstretched my arms, catching her before she ate tile. We stood in silence for a moment before Sophie finally looked up. Daiki? You can, let me go now. Oh, right, I released my arms, allowing Sophie to stand and adjust her outfit before setting the cleaning products aside. Anyway, I think we're about done with cleaning today. It's getting late anyway. I'm gonna go rest for a bit in my bed. Sure, want any company? The statement seemed to bring back a prior memory she had when we first met. Her eyes went wide before she gave me a swift jab to the shoulder and screamed out as I reeled back. Yeah, cut it out! I collapsed over, rubbed my shoulder. It was still pretty tender from the last punch she had from her. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that was just... It's fine. I really should keep that in mind from now on. After a billion or so more apologies from her, we finally departed back to our own individual rooms. So, on that note, guys and gals, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode, and when we come back to the arcade here on Battleship Bishojo, we are going to check out what Olivia was up to. So if you guys like this video, be sure you slam that like button, like a channel, and if you guys want to see more of Battleship Bishojo, you know the two ways you got to do it. You got to like, drop the subscribe button, and hit that bell icon to turn on notifications so that way you guys will never miss out on another video right here on my channel. So with that being said, I am your friendly neighborhood Wrestlegamer, reminding all of you out there to stay awesome. Bye, guys.